Because it's like currently we've been keeping King in and out of the daycare, like when we can afford to put him in the daycare, we'll put him in the daycare, or he'll go to work with D, or he would go to D's mom's house. Like we was always bouncing King around when we went to work, and I would have to pick up Jackson from school. Like I would leave work at around like 2, because the school let out at around like 2:15ish. So I leave work around 2, go pick Jackson up from school, take him back to my job, because his school was 7 minutes down the road from my job. So I would just take a break, pick him up, bring him back to my job, and he would sit at my job with me until I got off work. And wherever King was when I got off work, I would drive to pick King up from there after I pick up Kion. So it's like I'm doing all the transporting here. So I'm just like, I'm tired. I need him to be in one place. I need us to be able to afford one place. But we can't do that if we have like no proof to show that like he belongs to us. Like we need something. And I'm like, I felt like I needed to do more with his development, because as he was with us, he was picking up on words. So he was starting to talk a little bit more, and we was able to like help him form sentences a little bit better. But I felt like a professional could do it better. But we couldn't afford that. Like when I did our budget, we couldn't afford that extra. Like we could if Darian was doing what he needed to do. But because he wasn't doing what he needed to do, we couldn't afford it off mine alone. So I'm just like, he needs some sort of insurance. So finding out Leah had her baby, I'm just like, all right, we're gonna wait a few days and we're gonna hit up Leah and see like what's going on, what we need to do. So I kid you not, maybe not even the next day, about 2 days later. No, it was the next day after she had her baby. The next day after she had her baby, Leah contacted us on Facebook. She unblocked Darian and sent Darian a message and was like, hey, you may be getting a call from DFACS later. They just want to check up on King and make sure he's okay. Darian showed me that message. I was just like, what she mean a call from DFACS? And what she mean checking up on King? Like, wait, what's going on? And D missed her back. He was like, hey, what's going on? What you mean they may be calling us? What you got going? And she was just like, oh, just nothing. They just want to, like, it's something going on with me here. They just want to make sure that King is good. I told him that he was with y'all and that he's good. And I'm just like, D, that don't sound right. Something's up with that. Like, something's up with that. And I'm just like, all right, when they get there, all right. D was like, well, can I call you right now? And you like, tell me. So D called her on Facebook and was trying to talk to her, but she was like, oh, they're coming in now. I'm gonna call you back. And she hung up the phone. So maybe about a couple of hours went by. D get a phone call, and it's DFACS. They were saying they was just doing a welfare check on King because a report was initiated on his mom a few weeks ago. So this is a new report, not the report from when the Maryland professional, his PCP did, not from that case. It's a whole different case that she had in South Carolina. So they was calling about that to check up on King, and D was talking to him on speakerphone. D was like, well, is it okay if I put my fiance on the phone so she could talk to you a little bit more about what's going on? And the man was like, sure. I got on the phone. I was like, look, we ain't heard from her. She just up. She was supposed to get him back at the end of July. She ain't gave him back. She ain't gave us his social security number. Like, she gave us a number, but we need a card, and that number don't work. She gave us a fake number. We trying to get him insurance. It's a lot going on. We had a case ourselves up here, and the man was just like, oh, wait, what's going on? And I'm just like, yeah, I'm spilling everything, because I'm just like, yep, this is my opportunity. I'm about to get King's information so that we can get something going with him. Because something got to go. So I'm telling the DFACS worker about everything that's going on. I was like, look, you need to tell her we need his social security number and like all this. Like, I'm giving him the spiel on King's condition when we got King. He was like, okay, that's good to know. Thank you for all that information. She's like, we'll be in touch. Like, we'll let you know if we need anything, we'll be in touch. I'm just like, okay. I felt a little bit relieved because I'm just like, whew, I got it out. And now they're going to do something. Like something is about to be done to help King. Yes, good. And D look at me. He was just like, I wonder what happened. Like what she got going on? Like, was she on, was she on drugs or something? I don't know. But I was like, I don't know, D. I don't know what it could possibly be, but it got to be something for her to just have a baby and Defect step in the day after you have a baby. Like, something had to have happened. Something had to have happened. And he was just like, yeah. So we were sitting around waiting for Defects to contact us back about any updates regarding that situation. And while that is occurring, me and D still having our little petty arguments here and there, but he's not putting his hands on me. He's still being a little gruff with Jackson, but he's not putting his hands on Jackson. He's just kind of like, he don't like that Jackson is correcting King. So I told Jackson one day when D was at work, I was just like, Jackson, look, don't tell King what to do. Let him figure it out, okay? Let him figure it out. And if it comes to a point to where he's not figuring it out and you just be like, hey, King, can you do this? Instead of just saying, hey, can you do this? Just help him do it. Just don't announce that you helping him do it, okay? Can we do that? And Jackson was like, yes, ma'am. I was like, okay. Just for right now, okay? It was like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So now we're rolling into Christmas time. We still ain't heard much from that pending Defects case with King's mom. So we're still waiting to hear back. The one phone call we had was the only phone call that we had up until this point. Even though I had been telling D that he needs to reach out to them, because I'm nobody to them. I'm just in the household, and D is the father. So D has to reach out to them, and I'm telling him what to say to them. Like, look, you need to reach out to them. This is what needs to happen with them. Of course, he's not really listening to me because he's doing his own thing. And I'm just trying to maintain the household, trying to maintain the dogs and this and that. He was already going through this little thing at work where he was upset that the manager wanted him to train people, because he was just like, I don't like training people under the Anytime Fitness because you have to do it a certain way and I can't train that way. So he hated training people that came in for the personal training for the Anytime Fitness. So, but he would train the people that were like his friends and that didn't sign up for the training package. The people that didn't sign up for the Anytime Fitness training package, he would train them under him. So I was just like, well, D, since you're doing all that, we might as well like start an LLC so that you could keep track of that money. He was like, a LLC? I was like, yeah, because like since you already doing that training anyway, that even though it's a little underhanded, since you already doing that, make it your business. He was like, but I don't want to be no personal trainer. I was like, but you're already doing it. Like, you're already doing, like, that's just make it a business. And he was just like, you do that. You can do that. You can do that. And I was just like, okay, so what you want to name it? And then we was tossing around names. And he came up with DC Ultra Fitness. So, Darian Coulter, Ultra Fitness. So I'm like, all right, cool. I started the process of creating the LLC. So I'm like, just in case, like we have a paper trail, because he was already going back and forth with the manager. And I already foreseen that like this wasn't going to happen. This wasn't going to last long because the owner was a female. She was a black female. And I'm like, this ain't going to last long because him and females don't get along and they're already butting heads, and he's already undercutting her by not selling people these personal trainer memberships and like doing his own thing, and them paying him directly for their training. I'm just like, man, let's just make this legit just in case something happens. Let's just make, that's what I'm thinking now, because I'm just trying to be progressive here. So I created the LLC so that we can have our paper trail started.